Now guys, usually I don't do the curly wigs, but I decided to just try this one out just to see how I would like it. We're going to start off with the cute Milky Way in Beach Curl, and I'm using a 12-inch. So first we're going to start out with the color 30. Now this color is going to go underneath just to give it a little pop of color. And when you start stitching through the dome cap, you're going to stitch through the fabric, not all the way through the cap. Just your first time around. After that, then you're going to go above that band and just start stitching normally through the cap. Now I'm stitching this particular way because it kind of forms like a gate to protect the track. So basically what you do is you loop around the track and then you send the needle through that loop, and that'll give you that gate pattern. And I'm going to perform this pattern all throughout this wig. Now if you notice, I am using these little pins to hold the track in place as I go. Now I basically just use it as a guide, so I'll know which direction I want my track to go. Also, it's a better way so you won't have to keep throwing the track over your shoulder, because I'm not going to be doing very much cutting to this hair. And then you're basically just going to keep repeating this pattern until you seal up this wig. Now also another thing that I like to do with my dome caps is I like to mark them with a white pencil. So I like to mark the back of the ear, the top of the ear, also where I want the closure to be, like what area I want the closure to be in, just to kind of guide me as I go through. You don't have to do this part, but I think it's helpful when you're doing a wig like this. Also, the only time I send my needle through the weft is at the beginning of the track and at the ending. So anything else, I'm just doing the gate method. This is just to keep the track secure. Now I'm moving on to the color 33. So these last two bundles I'm going to use for the top of the wig. And anytime you're starting a new track, try to get it as close as you can to the last track so that everything just blends well. Now I know I mentioned this before, but I'm going to say it again because this part is very important. When you're sewing through the fabric around that elastic band, make sure you're not going around too many times. I like to go around once and then sew above the band after that, because if you sew around too many times, it's going to get tightened every time. So you don't want to ruin the elasticity of the cap, because if you do, you're not going to be able to get the wig on your head. You're just going to be making a wig just for your mannequin. And you're just going to keep continuing these same steps until you have closed the wig up and you can't see any more fabric at the top. It's a very simple wig, but if you miss a few steps, you can ruin it. So make sure you just pay attention to where you are on the cap. Now it's time to just seal the hole up completely. You don't want to see any fabric. So when I get to this part, I'm still doing the gate method, but I'm getting really close. And each time I'm pulling and pressing down on the track so that it lays flat as possible. Now, if you're doing the gate method for this part, make sure you're getting as close as possible as you can with the gate and pressing down and pulling on the thread so that everything lays flat. If not, you're going to have lumps in the top of your wig. You're just going to keep turning and keep threading until all of the fabric is hidden. All right, now we are coming to a close. Now, once you get to that last piece, you're just going to send your thread directly through the track, just like you're ending it. So I'm going to send it actually through the thread and through the track. And then I'm going to tie a knot, a little small knot. Now, I only ended up using about 2.5 packs of hair on this wig. And what you're going to do at this point, you're basically just going to pull out those curls just to get it nice and full and style as you please. After I'm done pulling out the curls, I'm going to actually try the wig on just so I can see where I want my bangs to be. Now, once you're done cutting your wig the way you like it to be cut, you are all set. This wig turned out awesome. It fit perfectly on my head, and I was really impressed by it. This is my first time doing a big curly wig. I usually do straight or short hairstyles, but this one was banging. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I was able to save you a buck on your big curly wig under $50. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.